Liberal Democrats want a policy of economic growth. We've got to grow our economy. It's been in the doldrums, and Conservatives have really mismanaged economic policy very badly here. So we'd be emphasising investment in our infrastructure in the UK, in our transport, our railways, our energy. We'd also be looking at helping small businesses who've really suffered. There needs to be a reform to business rates, a very old-fashioned tax system the Conservatives promised to fix and haven't. And then when we come to ordinary families and businesses, there's too many people on long NHS waiting lists not getting health treatment that they need, and often staying off work for months and months, not their fault, but because the government hasn't fixed the NHS. So we've got quite a detailed package for growing our economy.
When it comes to the NHS, I know this is something that you've been very vocal about, and how you would like to see the government using some of this fiscal room to provide even more funding to the NHS. But when you look at the numbers that the public money has been used for the NHS, we're talking about a lot of money, about 200 billion. Shouldn't we, the government, be looking at other areas such as defense, such as climate policy, and perhaps the NHS question is more about reorganizing some of the cash that the institution is receiving?
Well, you're right that the Conservatives have wasted a lot of money on their health spending. They've not spent it efficiently. But actually, if you look at the needs, for example, on GPs, family doctors, the main place that people go for their initial health treatment, we have a massive shortage of them. There's been no long-term strategy to recruit GPs so people get to see them quickly. And that often means people either go to the hospital and create even more pressure on our hospitals, or they just stay off work, undermining our economy. So if we want our economy to grow, we really do have to tackle those sorts of problems. And the Conservatives promised at the last election to do that, and they failed absolutely miserably, wasted a lot of money on, for example, the PPE contracts during the pandemic, which were wasted billions of pounds. So we need better spending on health, but we need to tackle people's problems. We need, for example, to deal with care. People are going to the hospital unnecessarily. They're staying in hospital, costing a fortune, not coming out quickly, because the government have failed to sort out the care side. And so the Conservatives really misunderstood the problems in our health service and how it impacts on the economy. And I was very disturbed to hear the Prime Minister earlier this week actually exclude health from his top priorities. He's completely out of touch. He doesn't understand what business is saying and what people are suffering.